Hey everybody, Brad back out here in the Montana garage, finally. It's been a while since I've made any content, posted any updates. I've been getting a little bit of work done, but not a whole bunch. I've been busy with other things. Everybody's got excuses, right? But I got 1, 2, 3 hot rods that need attention, so I gotta get some work done. So today, what are we gonna do? I'll give you guys a quick update, and then I'm gonna start, then I'll tell you what we're working on after that. Let me flip this thing around. So, quick update, 55 Chevy. I've been working on the bottom of this thing for a while. I finally, after a lot of labor and scraping and breathing of dust and such, have the bottom pretty damn clean. I had some touch-up welding to do, where I didn't have great penetration from welding my pans in. Most of it was pretty good, but some spots where I didn't have some super good penetration, I went ahead and welded again from the bottom side. And then I did some grinding to kind of touch things up and whatnot, and just a lot of scraping and wire wheeling. And she's pretty darn clean. You know, I'll have to go over it with some, blow it off and get it ready to prime or whatever. But it's pretty much ready. I'd say, 99%. I'll have to kind of go over with a fine-tooth comb and look at some things. But plan for this is, I think, epoxy primer, seam seal, and then I'm going to shoot the bottom with bed liner. I think the Raptor liner. A few people have recommended that, so I'll give that a try. So that's where the 55's at. Basically just waiting on some funds from work so I can buy some Raptor liner and get that thing sprayed. So in the meantime, this is today's project. Wait, I guess I didn't finish the update. 57 Chevy. She's back in the garage. All covered up. I took it out last weekend. I posted a few little videos. I didn't post very much. Covered her back up because I've been out here doing a little sanding, but got her all cleaned up. Took her for a little spin. I had a lot of other stuff to do, so I didn't get her to drive it very much, but she runs and she goes. Got a few little issues. It's got this mechanical injection on it, as most of you probably know. And the radiator, this is a stock 57 Chevy radiator that's been modified with these 4 inlets, because that's how it goes into the Hillborn injection unit. But I got some leaks in that bad boy. It was just kind of sweating a little bit last year, and now it's actually leaving a little puddle. And on top of that, it doesn't really cool worth a damn either. So I need to address that. I need to figure out, probably get a custom radiator built. I'd like to have one that will mount in the same, in the same stock location. But it has to be a little better quality than that stock radiator. So if anybody knows who I should contact for that, let me know, because I'm going to have to get that done so I can drive this thing a little better. She gets hot right away. Okay, so 69 Chevelle, no real updates there. She's just hiding under the plastic, waiting for some love. Soon, hopefully. But today's project, here it is. 1955 Chevy frame. Last you guys saw this, I was sandblasted on it probably. That's the last I've really talked about it. And it's still sitting in bare metal. Luckily I live in Montana where we got a pretty dry climate, so shit doesn't rust. I mean, this 55 has been bare metal for way too long. 5 years maybe now, I'm guessing. And it's showing a few little spots here and there, but I don't have to rush to get stuff primered like I know some of you guys do. But we're going to start working on this frame finally. First order of business is I'm going to try to get that shock bar installed. Most of you probably know, or Tri-5 guys know, that the shocks were mounted right to the trunk floor on these things, and that was kind of a bad design. In here on the trunk, they mounted right in here on the sheet metal, and I don't know if you can see back here against where the seat is, all that welding that I've had to do in there, because I put some air shocks on this thing back in the day, and it just tore the hell out of this floor. So there's some patching in there, but there's also a lot of it was just cracked. So I got that all taken care of, and I don't want that to happen again, so I'm going with the shock bar. So let's get that thing put in. If you guys saw some of the other videos, you know that I had a shock bar in this before, an old homemade. It was basically just a U channel, and it worked. It was kind of ugly, and I probably could have got away with just leaving it, but I was ordering some stuff from Williams Classic Chevy. That's where I got the pocket kit. And Earl has been super helpful on the phone. I'd recommend anybody that needs anything to give those guys a call. And a guy could probably make another shock bar pretty easily. I mean, you can see what it is. It's a piece of round tubing and some little tabs welded on. But, you know, everything takes time, and I have limited time, just like everybody else, so I figured it wasn't that expensive. I can't remember right now. A little over $100. So I was ordering some other stuff, so I thought, what the hell, throw the shock bar in, one less thing for me to worry about. So I do have to install it, but at least I didn't have to make it. It comes with some pretty decent instructions. You know, it has a little diagram, and I don't know, it's pretty simple really. It gives you a measurement from this rear channel to approximately where it'd be, because you can install this with the body on the car as well, but obviously I don't have that. So what I did to verify that, I set my laser up over here and I shot a laser straight from the body mounts, and then I measured a line from where it mounted back here where the shock originally mounted back to that line. It's kind of hard to measure. I mean, it's not in a straight line, you know, it's kind of hard to measure. That's why I used the laser and just measured a straight line back to the laser. And then I came over to the frame and I measured, you know, I found the center line of where the body mount goes, and I measured up to where the shock line, where the shock holes would be in the car. And like I said, Williams gives you a measurement. I think they say 47 3/4 from there to there. I don't know if let me see if I can see it better on this side without that sun glaring in. Right there is my measurement, my mark to where the shocks would be. Here's the measurement that Earl Williams gives you, and it actually ends up pretty much dead nuts on, because that's the center of the bar, and then you come over this way for the tab, and that's pretty much right where I thought it was going to be. So they give you a measure, an approximate measurement. They tell you, of course, to check it. Everyone's probably a little different. In my case, their measurement seems like it's right on. So next thing they tell you to do is they want the shock bar located as high up on the frame as you can. So I just came down just a hair, because I want to get inside of the metal without, you know, touching the top piece there. And then they make this shock bar a little bit long. I didn't measure it and see how long, but you can see it doesn't fit between the frame rails. Their instructions say that these frames can vary up to almost an inch in width. So they leave this shock bar a little long on purpose. And then you have two options. You can either trim down each side, so it keeps these centered. You trim down equal amount off each side, and then you burn it in. Or what I'm going to do, there are other suggestions if you're doing it like me when the body's not on the frame, if you have the access to do it, is I'm going to drill a hole right here, 1 3/4 hole with my hole saw, one on each side, and then you fit the shock bar in, and then weld all the way around, obviously centering it. So I got my marks, and I guess I'm ready to break out the drill and make some metal shavings. So holes are drilled, one on each side. Let's see if the old shock bar goes in there. Oh, look at there. All right, so now I'll have to do a little measuring. I want this the shock mount centered on each side, so I have to measure that, and then it says the tabs should be parallel with the main section of the frame, which I guess is the main section, which I just threw a level on. It's basically level. So I'll throw a level on this bad boy, level it up. So I'll get her level, measure from side to side, and then we'll break the welder out. All right, little update. Here we are. We got the shock wire welded in place. I welded it in from the top, and then I flipped the frame over. So this is the bottom side of the frame now, and then I welded all the way around. I think I got her centered and level and straight and all that good stuff. Welds aren't the prettiest. Give you a really quick look at those. See, those looked pretty good, didn't they? They're not the prettiest, but I think they're going to hold. I'm still learning how to do that. On to the pocket kit.